Hi, I'm Jackie Van Ruler, creator of the Flow Method, and I love talking about how your health and your well-being, your emotional status all shows up on your face, and how your face is really just telling the world your story. So unconsciously, whether you realize it or not, people are looking at your face and getting a read as to how happy you are, how healthy you are, what's going on emotionally for you, and they can pick it up even if it's subconsciously, and they just kind of know immediately more about you. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the emotion of fear and how that shows up in your face and how the emotion of fear can affect your health as well. So on your face, the emotion of fear has to do with your kidneys and your bladder. Those are the two main organs, and your kidneys store your body's vital life force energy. So it's how much energy you have, how much of yourself you're putting out into the world. And so when your kidneys get depressed because of fear, you actually have less life force energy. You may get stuck. You may feel stagnant. You may feel depressed. And then anxiety is also another feeling that you get when you're in this state of fear. So anxiety will show up on your face, on your forehead. A lot of times you'll see it as bumps, like kind of a bumpy, rashy area right here. And a lot of times they're not breakouts, but they just kind of feel a little bumpy. The second place that fear will show up on your face is under your eyes. So dark circles under your eyes are a sign that your kidneys are feeling a little depleted. They need a little love. And usually this is because you've just been overdoing it, overusing your energy. And so it can be about working too hard, not getting enough rest, pushing yourself too hard. Also, bags under the eyes are another sign of kidney issues, and that has more to do with the emotional side of storing fear deep in your body and not letting it out through crying. So usually bags under your eyes are just a sign that you need to have a good cry. And it's usually something that you've been kind of not expressing your feelings about or holding it inside for a long time. The other place you'll see fear show up on your body is in your ears. So your ears, the cartilage should be firm. It shouldn't be floppy, but it should be firm and flexible. So if your ears are too floppy or they're too rigid, that can be a sign that usually means that you've experienced some sort of a trauma in your life, and now you're spending most of your energy trying to avoid future trauma. And so instead of like using your energy to get ahead in life or to really get your whatever it is that you want to get out into the world, you're really just focused on protecting yourself and keeping yourself safe. You also see fear show up on your chin. So your chin is a reflection of your bladder. And so when you have fear short term, it may show up as breakouts right on your chin, or it may show up as wrinkling or dimples with long-term fear. And a lot of times these wrinkling and dimples can also show a bladder weakness. It can show you have propensity for incontinence or prolapsing of the bladder or things like that as well. And then kidney weakness can also show up on the top of your head with hair loss, especially for women. This can be common after childbirth because childbirth is such an energy sucking experience for women, so it can really show up as hair loss. But hair loss also shows up with traumatic events or the loss of somebody who's really close to you. So really like a mother or a father or somebody who's been like really supportive in your life or somebody who's kept you safe in your life. So then hair loss can show up when that person passes away or if you have a estrangement from a family member or something like that. So in your body, fear can show up in your kidneys and bladder as having to use the bathroom more often, getting up in the night frequently, or having like some incontinence. It could be urine or feces or both associated with that emotion of fear. It can show up in your brain as brain fog, poor concentration, memory loss, anxiety, and something that fear really can cause you is to cause you to fall into deep depression. So deep depression is often associated with that emotion of fear. Can also lead to miscarriages, impotence, thinning hair, which we already talked about. MS is kind of an advanced. If you have a lot of fear, it can lead to that autoimmune disease of multiple sclerosis. back problems, stiffness in joints, so especially low back, hips, the joints associated with your ankles, feet, knees, and wrists are all associated with the kidneys and the emotion of fear. Osteoarthritis and osteoporosis as well. The kidneys, on top of the kidneys sit the adrenal glands, and the adrenal glands secrete all your cortisol. And so when your body has too much cortisol from emotions like fear, it can actually thin your bones. Cortisol has a bone thinning effect. And it also can affect your digestive tract as well. So cortisol can cause like more ulcerations and stuff in your intestines, although that's usually more associated with the emotions of anger or worry. So I want to tell a little story about the emotion of fear. And one time I was holding a class in my house, and I had a couple of women coming over for this class, and so we were talking. That evening we were working on specifically the points for the kidneys and working on the emotion of fear. And so we'd all working on each other. When everybody arrived, it was probably about 60 degrees outside. Everybody was wearing flip-flops and shorts, and it was kind of a late summer. And during the course of the class, none of us really realized it, but it had started snowing. And it had started snowing like pretty profusely, and by the time these women left, there were several inches of snow on the ground and winter advisory warnings and things like that. And what I didn't realize is that two of the women in the class had been in accidents within the last year or so involving snow and ice. And so both of them were scared to drive home, or they were generally scared to drive in the snow. But they both came back the next week, and so that they drove home fine without any fear. They were like, well, yeah, it didn't even like really faze us, and we didn't even realize it until they had come back and they had realized we'd been working on releasing fear in the body, and then they had actually done something that normally would have been fearful for them, and they really didn't even faze them. So that's how powerful some of these points in your face can be for just reducing these emotions that we store in our body. So some other things that you can do to reduce those emotions of fear. First thing you can do is always just pull on your ears, because your ears are shaped like your kidneys, and your ears are the sense organs associated with the kidneys. You can always just give your ears a little bit of a pull. And that just gives your body a little more energy. And when you have more energy, you don't let your body get into that fear state so much. You can also just rub your chin. So just take your knuckle here and just do some rubbing on your chin. And that can just to help release some of those emotions of fear. And also give your bladder a little strengthening there, especially if you do tend to have wrinkles or breakouts on your chin. This can be really helpful. And then you can just do some rubbing across your forehead as well. So you want to use some good friction here, and this just helps to relax your brain and spinal cord and reduce feelings of anxiety. And besides doing these things on the face, some really good things to help reduce fear are to do some relaxation. So fear is going to come up more if you're overworking. So your kidneys need time to relax and restore themselves. So any sort of relaxation is going to be good. Meditation, being around water, making soup, those types of things just are going to help to relax you. So just remember that fear is usually exacerbated if you're overworking, overusing your energy. So getting good sleep, getting good rest, and relaxing are going to be great ways to support your kidneys and reduce those feelings of fear in your body. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. Please be sure to subscribe to my videos and send this to somebody who might need it today. If you have a friend who's been facing some fear, or you see some signs of fear showing up on their face, you can forward this video along to them. If you're here in Denver, please attend one of my workshops so you can learn how you can use your face to help decrease health problems in your body and also get a happier and healthier looking face. Otherwise, stay tuned for upcoming classes, and I will see you soon.